I'm Alan Girding, and this is Mothershow, the show that's all about Mothership, the sci-fi horror role-playing game by Sean McCoy. And today, we're doing a dive into the Mothership portion of Dissident Whispers. Keep in mind, what we're going to be seeing today is going to be part of Zero Edition. We're currently at First Edition, but it's easy to update Zero Edition versions of adventures to First Edition. We have a conversion handbook you can easily download. Dissident Whispers is a wonderful project. It's a collaboration project. It's a beautiful thing. It also has this glossy finish, which gives it this shine. So I'm gonna do my best to avoid reflecting the light. This nice glue binding. If you wanna look at the size difference, the Zero Edition handbook, in the typical size of the zines. So if you look at Ian Usom's The Drain compared to this, but speaking of Ian Usom and other writers and publishers, third parties, there's a whole bunch of collaborators in this baby. Because Dissident Whispers was a collaboration project we put up along with a whole bunch of other people to support the Black Lives Matter movement. It tells you right there. An anthology of 58 original role-playing game adventures made by a diverse international collective of creators in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. All proceeds go towards bail funds, and that's still true. You can buy this to this day on TuesdayNightGames.com. The proceeds still go to there. This wasn't a one-time deal. This is in collaboration with the Whisper Collective. This thing is worth every penny just for historic value and the artwork alone, because if you look at this page to page, you're going to see some amazing art and some amazing graphical layouts. Very underground, historic. It's such a mosh posh, a motley crew of artists and designers. I stinking love it. But if you look here, if we go to the beginning, you're going to see that there's a whole bunch of different categories of systems. Here's System Agnostic adventures. Here's adventures for Mothership. What? That's what we'll be looking at today. They also have adventures in here for MÖRK BORG, adventures for basic expert rules, and adventures for other systems, including Electric Bastionland, Dungeon Crawl Classics, The Black Hack, Mausritter, Troika, Trophy Gold, etc. You have an introduction written by Laura Simpson, but let's get to the good stuff. We're here for Mothership because this is Mothershow, the show that's all about Mothership. And if you look at these adventures here, it starts on page 60 by the looks of it. So I'm gonna turn page by page here, and we're gonna see, we're not there yet. We're not at page 60. Here's page 21, 23. Let's skip a little bit more. Here's 30, 38, halfway there. Oh man, look at this. Whew, I wanna play this. 42, 46, 54. Oh, we're getting close. Look at this, it's just artwork right here. This is gorgeous, beautiful stuff. Shiny, here we are. Adventures of Mothership. With these, it is almost impossible to look at them without a bit of plot spoilers. If you want to be a player and you're not a warden, a game master if you will, and you want your warden to run some of these, you're probably just gonna wanna buy Dissident Whispers as a gift for them and then stop watching this video here because it's gonna be nigh impossible to look at any of these pages without somewhat of spoilers. But here we go, you've been warned. First one, Emerald Horizon. Hard to find the credits, but they're down here. A Mothership adventure written by Matthew Getch and art by Ripston Pippin. Beautiful layout. This gives me the sense of classic games from the early 80s. Had no graphics, so man, I'm thinking of Rogue. If you remember Rogue, the genesis of roguelike games had this type of graphical layout. But here we go, Emerald Horizon. It shows you here the different rooms, and this is gonna be typical of each of these adventures where you see a map and you see the corresponding room identifiers. So when they start in room number 1, for instance, you're gonna look over here at the living quarters and it tells you. But we'll also look at the preview text. Emerald Horizon takes place in an ocean world terraforming facility deep under an acidic ocean. The player characters engage a contract for temporary work that would put tenured employees in danger. Oh no. This task starts with replacing air filters, but obvious acts of sabotage drive paranoia, leading to catastrophic consequences. I love the sense of paranoia. I mean, I am part of the design team behind Two Rooms and a Boom, so I love sabotage and intrigue, suspicion. In fact, in a lot of adventures that I write and I make for my players, there's usually some type of hidden agenda going on. So no one's actually ever comfortable. So the horror isn't just with the monsters that you see. The horror can also be within the player characters themselves. There's suspicion around the table. Now I know my good friend Don Stroud, he says he hates that. He just wants the players to have a fully collaborative process while they love on each other. And I like that too. but to each their own. So let's check out this next one here. Escape from the Violet Death World. Bright colors. I like the color coding in this hex space right here. You have the machine cult, wastelanders, mutant rebels, aliens. That glare is horrible. Let's see if I can fix that. By Jacob Butcher. Edited by Roland, Adam Alexander, Sigius, Jamie Montgomery, and Jert Crater. Beautiful. Man, I love this color coding that's going on right here. So what's the premise? Let me take a look. You've been handed a life sentence on the Violet Death World, a dangerous and bizarre prison planet that was once a colony. Roll 1d12 to see what hex your pod lands in. That's interesting because most all of Mothership is 1d10 related. So here it's asking you to find a 1d12 die roll to figure out where you start on. But going on, the map loops around because it's a very small planet about the size of Connecticut. This adventure is well suited to action-packed one-shots or short campaigns for any sci-fi or science fantasy RPG, including Mothership, which is why it's in the Mothership section. This planet is rich in violet light gas, a hallucinogenic vapor which may also cause mutations. The surface is also littered with concrete ruins. I do enjoy this art right here. It looks like it's cut and pasted from a magazine. Has a lot of character and personality to it. This color and the font just adds a lot to the character of this adventure. Man, so shiny and glary. Really do my best to get it. Oh, look at this. Ghost Ship. You gotta hold this thing vertically like this. By Matt Umland and Charlie Umland. Graphic design by Johan Noir. Man, I am just so in love. I can't get over the color schemes of these adventures. I just want to play them so I can look at them. They're such pieces of art alone. I love this faux coffee stain I see right here. This font is a great choice. I like what they did with the O here to make it look like a skull. It's very subtle and nuanced, just dot, dot, triangle. This white stripe to separate the title from the rest. All this graphic design is beautiful. Let's read the description. 200 years ago, the Somnus was dispatched on a classified mission. It never returned, and ever since the Rimwise have shared legends of the ghost ship. An automated beacon has reported a ship matching its description on the outskirts of the sector. This legit is just a one-shot adventure of a ghost ship. This ship that is floating derelict in space, and it even has a D5 legends table right here. If you roll 1, it's loaded with advanced technology. That's what the rumors say, or the legends. Let's see what the 5 is. Its mere appearance is a cursed omen. What is this guy here? There's some NPCs. Ambroise. After 200 years, the android's movements are twitchy and his artificial skin is flaking. Ugh. It is horrifying to behold. Fear saves, 1d5 stress. Upon first seeing him, he has gone mad and is committed to continuing the experiment indefinitely. So I need to read more to find out what this experiment is. He will remain in the secret lab controlling the ship's systems and airlocks. He relies on 2 trank drones and a combat drone. His primary motivation is to prevent the players from interfering with the experiment. What the heck's the experiment? I gotta find out. Nice little image of the ship right here. Bridge, science lab, secret lab. Exterior scans are very distorted but reveal power and life support are totally functional. 9 very faint life signs. Ooh, there's still life on here besides this android. And the scans cannot penetrate the secret lab. So what's going on in the secret lab? Let's read the secret lab. Skipping ahead, because we already said plot spoilers, right? Man, I'm into this. Secret lab. The wall of the lab is a window into the cryosleep module. Inside is a computer that controls the drone ship systems and contains 200 years of lab reports on the experiment. What the hell's the experiment? I'm so invested already. Let's go here. Warden's note. Let's get to the bottom of this. I'm jumping all over the place. The ship's official mission was to test an experimental jump drive. The real mission was to test an experimental stasis device. Phase wave shifter. This is the PWS, the phase wave shifter, which allows humans in cryosleep to leave their bodies in a spectral form to keep working during long journeys. What? That's a crazy experiment. I'm so glad I read this. The ship's android Ambrose was given the orders to connect the crew's cryopods to the PWS without their knowledge and a secret lab within the ship to monitor the experiment. The PWS uses an ancient artifact, the sphere, a conduit of energy from a terrible dimension. This alien energy now permeates the Somnus, transforming it into a ghost ship haunted by specters. The ship is so decrepit, it is amazing that it's functional. I love the title of the ship, the Somnus, because the root word is somnia, Latin for sleep. All right, let's move on. Indigo Tendrils of the Zomp machine. This is written by Reese Carter, Kat Welsford, Roland, David Wilkie, Luke Gearing, Ian Newsom, Jarrett Crater. Edited by Jarrett Crater. Man, there's so many writers here. What did they each write one sentence? That's a lot of talent. I recognize most, if not all of these names. Reese Carter I've played with. Jarrett Crater's our editor-in-chief. David Wilkie does some graphic design. I don't see a map here. So what the heck's going on? Literally the first one that doesn't have a map to it that I've seen. Every single other one. Oh wait, here's one. This one doesn't have a map, but this isn't Mothership. Anyway, deep within Station 472, a group of rogue sleeves have begun to cause a situation. Vernian asks you to kindly sort this problem out before it becomes a real problem. If you don't know what sleeves are, basically anatomical beings, usually human looking like, that you can upload your consciousness to. Altered Carbon is the book and show that has sleeves where you can upload your consciousness into a different body. So let's talk about the meat at the re-sleeving facility, and maybe that will tell us more of what's going on here. Lord Vernon von Whistlesmith III's prices are exorbitant, especially for a backwater space station on the far rim, but he's happy to lower the price if you help him with a little problem. Hey friendo, so listen here and listen good. Beth over at Hotel Artemis has managed to hack into my servers and print herself some sleeves with copies of her consciousness in them. Damn it! She's trying to get off the station and into the black somewhere. If you can stop her, I'll do a thing for you for freezy. He shows you a rotting Beth corpse. She struggles to stay together as her vat-grown meat brain is stopping her from being able to deal with complex situations. She just wants to die. That must be this. This must be Beth. Right here, look at this picture. So here's Beth, gives her some stats here. Meat arms, 1d10 damage or his weapon. Ugh, gross. What is actually happening? All right, here's the real story. Plot spoiler stuff. Beth's struggle with personhood has come to a head. She managed to get the new meat processing machine online at Dave's old-timey meat emporium. But during the process, she accidentally installed some code from the re-sleeving facility. These Beths are uncontrolled sleeves made out of processed, vat-grown meat. David is unaware of the printing. He has so many repairs and so much work that he overlooked a few vats printing at a fast speed. Beth is trying to get out of Station 472 and join up with Reverend Horton Pete to spread the good word of Eliza into the Cloud Bank Synthetics production facility. And then it gives you the description of each of these locations. So it's up to you to really say where they are. I love that idea because you don't necessarily need a map. You just have these key locations. It's theater of the mind, yo. So that's the Indigo Tendrils of the Zomp machine. Very interesting. Whoa. That is so glarific because it's dark. The darker colors really reflect the light here. But here we have Pandora's Hunt. The graphics here are very interesting. Pixel art going on. You have a little guy here with a gun and a monster behind him. Written by Liam Stevens, art by Diego Nogueira, layout by Sean McCoy. So Sean did the layout for this. Zephyus 4's primary form of income is vat-grown exotic livestock produced by the Pandora Corporation. Echo terrorists release a Pandora creation, which now stalks the facility where it was grown. Your crew is hired to neutralize it before the situation escalates. It's a bug hunt, but it sounds like it's a big bug hunt. This is an adventure for Mothership and assumes you have the player survival guide. The scenario is designed to work with any existing indoor maps. Tables are provided to generate rooms, encounters, and reactions, creating the new experiences with every play. The consistency is the hunt and the prey. So you use the tables. The prey is the intelligent and capable. It has a strong survival instincts and is intelligent enough to control the situation. Stalk the party, wait for an exploitable moment, then have it attack. At appropriate intervals from the start of the adventure, roll on the table below. This should largely be time-based. Visual should be based on party anxieties. Here's the table then. D10 prey reaction, and here's the D10 prey appearance. 1 to 2, it's feline, muscular yet elegant. Let's look at 9 to 10, alien, unfathomable. Let's do 5 to 6, reptilian. Black scales, tongue flicks to the taste of the air. A room generator, a 1d10 room generator. So here's the opposition, the free fauna fighters labeled eco-terrorists. They're young idealists who believe all of the things living, natural, or artificial deserve freedom under Zephyus's neon sky. Unfortunately, Pandora's creation did not appreciate their freeing it, and they have become its first meal. Remaining members can assist the players. All right, and here's some stats for the free fauna fighters. So that's Pandora's Hunt. So let's turn the page from this glare-infested infested black pages. And here we have Silo 15. For some reason, this is giving me Game Boy vibes, especially right here. This box right here, some Virtual Boy coloring. Got the nice map right here. It's a short adventure for Mothership by Sigma Castell / Swamp Girl. Layout by Junk Golem. I love the contrast here. You have the gray, the black, the white, and then this purplish pink. Looks gorgeous. Here's the snippet. A research station orbiting a forsaken icy rock in a backwater system, owned and operated by Bicycle Day, unethical hippie scientists. Communication ceased 2 days ago, and Garvey the Rake, pit boss of the nearby mining colony, wants to know where his drugs are. So I guess as player characters, we're being hired by Garvey the Rake to find out what the heck is happening to his drugs. Fascinating things here. Here's Koku, jailbroken corporate mascot android, resembles a bright yellow cartoon fox. He's happy, ignorant, has plus to gardening, minus the sad things. Let's go to the next. Nice white. Glare doesn't bother us as much here. Station 472. This is written by Reese Carter. Editor, James Crater. Artist, Louis Pasteur III. Layout and design, David Wilkie. Man, this is mapless as well. I really spoke too soon where I said most of these adventures have maps, because here's plenty without maps. An asteroid-entrenched space station whose rusted exterior is only just holding together. Internal conflict leads to the occasional hull breach. So few parties are allowed to have weapons. So here's the asteroid landing pad and the entryway. This looks very linear in that it's going from one to the next to the next to the next, but things are never as they seem. And here's Hotel Artemis again. We had Hotel Artemis mentioned before in these adventures here within Dissident Whispers. Nina's Dance Club, Luke's underground pharmacy, the black market, and now we even have some re-sleeving facilities. A lot of things to do here at Station 472. Maybe this is a place you could visit between adventures and have a whole bunch of living world experiences using Station 472. Look at this creepy art right here. I don't even know how to describe this. If someone were to ask me, so what was that piece of artwork you looked at? I would say, well, it was colorful, had a black background, had faces that looked like they were in agony. One had no flesh, it was a skull. Oil painting babies, creepy nightmare-inducing art. So on point for Mothership. The Incident at Muto Station. Text by Brian Stauffer. Art by David Hoskins. Edited by Matthew Ketch, Jarrett Crater, Sam Ziegler. A lot of editors, 3 editors. You receive a distress call from an uncharted region of space. Traveling to the call's location, you find an unmapped outpost. Muto Station running dark without a transponder. What is the station's purpose? Why was it hidden? And what caused the distress signal? Another adventure of answering distress signals. Such a good trope with space adventures. That's why I love Mothership. Do you just answer distress signals or do you just ignore them? Because culturally, it should be mandatory where you have to accept distress signals, because if you're someone who's in danger and you put out a distress signal, you'd want someone to answer yours. So I love the trope of distress signals. Summary: Muto Station is a waypoint for xenopoachers to sell exotic life forms to crime syndicates that forwards them to the black market. One life form escaped, a parasite which burrows into the brain of a host, controls their actions, and alters their form. Of course, it can never be something that's nice or kind, like, oh, we got something that escaped and it keeps giving us smiles and making us laugh. We can't get any work done because he's so funny and hilarious. We don't want to put him away. No, it's always something that just is horrific. Total body transformation horror. The end state. How do we end this? Players can eradicate this parasite by conventional means, destroying the physical form of the parasite, or by triggering the self-destruct sequence and escaping the old self-destruct exit. Look how bright this is. This is giving me some ColecoVision, some Atari 7600. Some very nostalgic feelings are bubbling to the surface as I look at this. Torus Maw, a Mothership maze chase in space made to play one-on-one or the party of 4. Interesting. I'm starting to get the idea that this is like a side game that is loosely based in the Mothership world. Author, Patrick Farrell. Editor, Sam Ziegler, Adam Umak, David Kozlow. Map by Grant K. Art by Lena LeBlanc. And layout and design by David Wilkie. Nice work, everybody. This is, again, so beautiful. I love this little Pac-Man looking thing right here. Power nodes, airlocks are what the equal signs are. The power nodes look like pack pellets. Waka, 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 waka. Single player, multiplayer rules. So the synopsis. The processing contains 40th mission went awry, as things so often do in Mothership. The players are being stalked by their former crew and latest specimen. So the NPCs, you have a captain, first mate, crew. Player goal depends on the player count. In multiplayer, they need to prevent their former captain from devouring all of the energy on the ship and protect the 4 main power matrices. But the single player is only you, the captain, has survived. The ship has been compromised and you must manually remote power and get to the command deck for one last jump. Here's some lore that goes with it. Oddities. Number 5, light flickers. Space resembles a massive undulating organic structure weeping black ichor, then returns to normal. Check out the next one. Vontrey Colony 17. Written by Alan Girding. Why, that's me! I wrote this. Edited by Fiona Geist and layout by Sean McCoy. Yeah! I wrote this saying, an aggressive mutant population is growing on the terraformed planet Akai at Vontrey Colony 17. Overwhelmed colonial soldiers are seeking a third-party investigative team to determine their next move. What are these mutants? Why are they attacking? Can the colony be saved? All right, here's the summary. Players at Akai are asked to wear enhanced ventilation systems, EVSs. These are used to prevent the mutagen spread. However, the EVS distorts the viewer's perception of the mutants who without an EVS look like and are ordinary humans. So this is because the upper-class colonists and soldiers wish to maintain Vontrey Colony's caste system by illegally maintaining martial law. Okay, so here's the whole plot spoiler. Vontrey Colony 17, a little bit of a play on Trayvon Martin, who was 17 years of age and he was killed in Florida. Because again, I wrote this in respect to the whole theme Black Lives Matter. And so the whole plot of this, a colonial power that is having the players come in as third-party representatives to make sure that they're doing the right thing. But they're basically given they live goggles in the opposite. So you are given this EVS system, which is programmed a la like a Black Mirror episode, to see these innocent citizens that are of the poorer caste system as mutants. And so what they want you to do is they want you to come down, look at this colony and say, yeah, it's overrun. There's these mutants everywhere. We need to maintain this military control. And then as a third-party reporters, you give them the go-ahead. However, if you start investigating closer, or if you ever take off your EVS system, you'll start to learn the truth. And so how do you win this adventure? You either just agree and you say like, yeah, who cares? You can keep having that absolute military control power and screw the lower caste system that is living at Vontrey Colony 17 and fly off. Pretty easy peasy. That'd be the boring thing though. The more exciting thing would be, do you actually expose the truth? And if so, how do you? Because if you do know the truth and the powers to be, if they know that you know, they probably won't let you leave because they don't want the truth exposed. They still want this caste system where the dregs are pretty much separated from everyone else. Anyway, I don't need to talk about my own adventure, but I could talk about it a lot. What do you do? End state says right here, players can oppress the unarmed mutant threat, signing an extermination order, or uncover the corruption attempting to smuggle any evidence off the planet. That said it way better than I just did. I should have just read the end state. Next one, Your Sunny Paradise, a Mothership scenario by Ian Newsom, 3D model by Sean McCoy. Oh, so Sean did this little art right here. Layout by Christian Kessler and edited by Jarrett Crater, our editor-in-chief. Welcome to the Anodyne Construction family. Together, we're starting an exciting journey into the brave unknown. Thanks to unprecedented advances in heat shielding technology, our vision for an intra-solar resort will finally become a reality. We've chosen the yellow-orange G-type star Avalon to mother our intellectual offspring. With your help and enthusiasm, the Solarium Luxury Resort and its safe, sumptuous facilities will attract and satisfy countless patrons. Are you ready to take the next step forward? We are! This is starting to sound a lot like a Titanic episode, except instead of hitting an iceberg and sinking into the ocean, you're gonna start burning up because heat shields are gonna fail and you're gonna die in a burning sun. PCs are undercover labor organizers, investigators, or saboteurs. A one-shot setup, workers on strike, corporate crackdown in progress. Workers earn 500 credits weekly. Management deals harshly with labor organizations, scabs replace strikers, mercenaries quell violence, no mercy. Roll once for shit jobs, corporate initiatives, and evidence of resistance each in-game week. Right here, it gives you your site locations. Here's your shit jobs tables, your NPCs. Number 5 is worker circular spectacles. Dweeby and uncommitted labor organizer generally disliked. Here's shit jobs. Number 5 is containment shield grav leak. You drew the short straw. Let's look at another one. Number 10, coworker never returned from the amusement park. Go check on them. Oh man. Here we have corporate initiatives. Number 5 here is investors touring the site. Security titan. Number 10 is mandatory bring your children to work day. Here's some resistance. Evidence of worker retaliation and organization. Number 5 here, mutilated effigy of a boss left on Lion's Den bar shelf. sunny paradise. And that's it. Now we have adventures for MÖRK BORG. Oh man, but there's so much more within this. This really is an amazing bang for your buck. It also goes for a good cause. I hope you enjoyed this look into Dissident Whispers. I know I did. This is something that I keep on my crapper often, so when I'm taking my dump, I just flip through a couple adventures and just see the wonderful art and the work that's gone behind this. Man, it's tragic what caused everyone to get together in order to make this, but at the same time, what a wonderful thing. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Hopefully I didn't bore the shit out of you. If you like this, you know what to do. You do the pound thing, tell people about it. Let me know what you thought. Which of these adventures would you like to run? Thanks for watching. I'm out of here.